This is Tom Fox, and welcome to the Daily Compliance News for the week ending March 29, 2025, the last week in March. This week's stories, we're going to start with rain, and lots of rain, and unfortunately lots of damage from hail. And this has brought out damaged several businesses. Many residents had damage to their cars, and many residents had damages to their homes. Trey Atkinson's reported that they had received golf ball hail and other vehicles at McLean's RV where hail went through the roofs of some of the vehicles. So there were lots of vehicles damaged, lots of homes damaged, and I hope that you were able to get through this. Next up, the ancillary to that is the emergency alert brought, unfortunately, lots of scammers around roof repairs. So be careful out there. Make sure if you do talk to someone about a roof repair that they're a reputable outfit. We have those folks in Kerrville, but lots of people from out of town are already in on the scams. Next up, former Tivy head coach David Jones is moving over to Schreiner University as he was hired as the Mountaineers offensive coordinator. According to a statement from head football coach Keith Allen, Jones obviously is a proven winner with deep multiple playoff runs and an extensive pedigree. He is a great addition to the Schreiner staff, and he's the perfect fit, according to Allen, for what we are building at Schreiner. His deep ties to the community, his proven ability to develop talent, and his commitment to excellence will be an invaluable asset to the Schreiner program. His hire is another step towards establishing a championship caliber program. Jones arrives at Schreiner having retired from the head coaching position at Kerrville Tivy High School, where he was a pillar of the community. Tivy welcomes a new athletic director, Curtis Neal, and the KISD Board of Trustees approved hiring of Neal as a new athletic director and head football coach at Tivy High School. Neal brings nearly 3 decades of coaching experience to the job. He most recently served as the assistant head coach and offensive coordinator at Klein Cain High School in Houston, or near North Houston. His tenure at Klein was marked by success, with offensives leading the district 15-6A, and under his leadership, the team won district championships as well. So great news for the athletics in both Tivy and Schreiner with these hires. And those stories come to us from the Kerrville Daily News. The Fredericksburg Standard reports that Harper residents are rallying against BESS. That's the proposed battery energy storage system being built just 1,000 yards away from the Harper Independent School District campus. Given the wildfire that hit near Fredericksburg, you might think that either the state, or certainly the state, would be more interested in what the local folks are saying, yet they don't seem to be getting anywhere. And the battery storage systems are needed for Texas's energy system and supply, but the catastrophic results of the recent crabapple wildfire really emphasizes the importance of fire safety in this part of Texas. Also from the Fredericksburg Standards, the crabapple fire relief continues as Fredericksburg Fire EMS responded to over 32 grass fires this week. That's more than half of the 2024 total of 53. The crabapple fire burned nearly 10,000 acres earlier in March, and despite flames reaching and surrounding many new structures, the fire department was able to protect a significant number of homes. So if you are in Fredericksburg, tip a hat to your colleagues of first responders from the Fredericksburg EMS. I hope that you have some great plans for this weekend. We are in some glorious weather here in Kerrville and the greater Hill Country, and that lots of opportunities to get outside and enjoy the outdoors. And our final story also comes to us from the Kerrville Daily Times, that the staff, volunteers, and supporters of the Hill Country Crisis Council were honored by the Kerrville City Council, which proclaimed April as Child Abuse Prevention Month and recognized the group for its community engagement. They also recently spoke at the Kerrville Rotary Club and talked to us about their efforts to prevent child and other abuse in Kerrville and indeed the greater Hill Country area. So I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you'll join us again next week on the Kerrville Weekly News. This is Tom Fox. I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Kerrville Weekly News Roundup. This podcast is a production of the Texas Hill Country Podcast Network. If you've enjoyed this podcast, I hope you will subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. We'll have a great podcast to listen to. I hope you'll join Gilbert, Andrew, and myself next week where we take a look at some of the top stories from Kerrville and the surrounding area. Thanks so much.